happens when red pandas actually get angry? Welcome back to Shelby on Safari, the place where I, a wild animal biologist and lover of pop culture, often combine my two passions into one. After watching Disney and Pixar's latest film, Turning Red, I'm gonna go through a few things that I think we ought to talk about red pandas. Did they get the film right? Or did it have me, well, turning red? Well, watch to find out. So you ready? Join the safari and let's get started. First things first, we gotta acknowledge that the red panda was the OG panda. In fact, they were discovered a full 50 years before the giant panda, which kind of makes me turn red when they say that the red panda is also known as the lesser panda. No way, Jose. But the red panda goes by many different names, actually. Firecat, bearcat, and even Firefox. And that's right, probably some of you right now are watching this on Mozilla Firefox, and apparently the Firefox logo is in fact a red panda. I always thought it was more of a red fox though, but I still think it's pretty cool. Now, believe it or not, the red panda's coloration actually helps them with camouflage. Now, I know that might sound strange, seeing as the red panda is found in the Himalayas, but hear me out. The beautiful red color on their back actually blends in with the color of a moss found on the trees where they live. Now, the black on their stomachs actually helps them blend in, say if you're a predator on the forest floor looking up. Blends in kind of with the shades of the trees. This is called countershading, and it's seen in a few other species in the animal kingdom. Now, in Turning Red, we see May as a red panda living life in the city. And of course, when it comes to red pandas of our world, that's not quite how they roll. They spend a lot of time in the treetops and have some amazing adaptations for this, which we'll get to later on. But their arboreal lifestyle lends itself nicely to their dietary preference. Now that's actually one bit of Turning Red which I really loved and should not have watched before eating dinner, was all the wonderful food they showed. It certainly made me hungry. But if May was indeed a red panda, she wouldn't be eating some of that delicious food that we've seen in the film. Oh no, she'd be eating a lot of bamboo. Even though in the scientific taxonomic classification, red pandas are essentially carnivores, that doesn't mean that they're just pure meat eaters. In fact, they're more omnivores, with over 90% of their diet being composed of bamboo. Sometimes they'll eat the occasional insect or egg, but most of the time, it's bamboo. But the weird thing is they can only digest 24% of the bamboo that they eat. That means they need to eat a lot more bamboo. In fact, on average, one red panda can eat anywhere from 2 to 4 pounds of bamboo shoots and leaves a day. Whoa. The other aspect of Turning Red, which had me turning my head, was, well, when the red pandas got, well, giant. Red pandas are about the size of, well, Maui, except for their tails. Their tails are a lot longer than poor little Maui's. Red pandas can get up to 26 inches long from head to bum, but their tails can get up to 20 inches long. That's a lot of floof. With their tails being almost half their body length, it should come as no surprise then that they're really important. We saw when May got upset as a red panda and curled up, she did wrap her tail around her, which is what red pandas do. This helps to keep them warm, especially when they're in the snow-covered high-altitude forest of the Himalayas. And with their arboreal lifestyle, their long tails help them to maintain balance when climbing through the canopy. In Turning Red, we see and hear a lot of singing and dancing. And I'm not suggesting that red pandas sing and dance. I am saying that they do have some interesting adaptations that may indeed make them quite excellent dancers. Stay with me. They have extremely flexible ankles. In particular, their fibula and tibia are attached in such a way that allows the fibula to rotate around its axis. This gives the beautiful red panda an extraordinary ability to climb down a tree head first. Not many animals in the animal kingdom have that. Although I should shout out the other bearcat, the binturong, because they can do it too. Yay! They also would be quite the twinkle toes, or silent toes, I should say, because red pandas' feet are actually covered in fur. Their furry feet helps them to keep warm, but also to help them grip onto mossy branches. Although, actually, if a red panda were then to get on a dance floor, it'd probably be quite slippery because they wouldn't have any grip. But it's a good thing they got long claws for gripping onto trees, so I guess maybe they would have the grip after all. But either way, that's assuming that red pandas would dance, which they probably wouldn't have much time for, seeing as red pandas spend about 55% of their day sleeping. Isn't that the life? One key element of Disney and Pixar's Turning Red was the relationship between May and her mother, which got me thinking about the relationship between red panda cubs and their moms. After growing inside their moms for about 3 months, red panda cubs are born with a thick gray fur, not the brilliant red that we see later on. They're also born with their eyes and ears closed, so quite helpless and dependent on their mother. They spend their time growing, and it takes about 3 months for them to emerge from the nest. Now, one thing that I noticed in Turning Red, which I thought was brilliant, was when May's aunties and even her mom and grandma turned into red pandas as well, you could see the distinctive features in their face. And some red pandas had more white on their face than others, which got me thinking of when red panda cubs sometimes get lost, it's believed that those white markings on the red panda's face are almost luminescent and help guide lost cubs back to their mothers. Isn't that cool? Another big theme of Disney and Pixar's Turning Red was, well, the emotional side of things. For May would turn into a red panda when she got emotional or felt a strong sense of happiness or anger, which got me thinking about turning red, the expression of getting angry, right? Do red pandas actually get angry? And what do? Do they get really big and fluffy? Well, it turns out they're quite vocal about their anger. They have a warning whistle and can make a variety of other noises. But they also use their body language. To express their displeasure, they can do a head bobbing behavior, they can arch their tails, or, as what many of you may have seen across social media, stand on their hind legs, which may look adorable at first, but when you peel back the layers like an onion, it's not that pleasant. Not that I have anything against onions or anything, but it's worth talking about. Because if the red panda is displaying that behavior, chances are you're gonna want to leave it alone and not get up close and get that viral footage. Because while red pandas are cute, they can smell. In fact, that's one of the first things that they'll do when threatened or angry is emit a foul-smelling odor from their scent glands, very similar to that of a skunk. And if that doesn't work and scare off the predator, well, that's when the claws come out. And as we said, life in the trees means you need something to grip those trees with, so hence the sharp claws. So I would back away. But overall, as a wild animal biologist, I loved Turning Red. I thought it was great to highlight a very unique species found in a beautiful part of the world that does need our help. In fact, the amazing team over at the Red Panda Network are doing great work to not only raise awareness about these amazing animals, but also raise vital funds to ensure that these beautiful and charismatic animals stay with us for generations to come. I encourage you to check out their links down in the description below. So, what did you think? Did you enjoy the movie Turning Red? If so, give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend so they too can learn more about the amazing red panda. To keep your adventure going, check out my video right here on the other bear cat, the binturong. Think the red panda sounds pretty cool with its scent glands? Just wait till you find out what the binturong smells like. Speaking of the movies, wink wink, go and click it. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.